How's it, football family and soccer brothers and sisters? Welcome to Panenka Pundit Week 9, Episode 2. Right, so before I start, I would like to say we did a show 3-4 days ago on a Liverpool combined 11 with Man United, and we all thought it was going to be a tough, tight game. I even predicted Man United was going to do or get the upset, maybe winning 2-1, maybe managing a draw 1-1, 2-2 in that region. And for some reason, it's not that at all. 5-0 to Liverpool, firstly. Congratulations, Liverpool. What a game. I was in a high because Chelsea scored 7 goals with, I think, 5 or 6 changes against Norwich City. And then Liverpool just came and completely stole the shine, completely stole all the thunder. So with that, I would also like to say, OLE, thank you for joining us. I don't know if I would be able to come on and talk about your team after what happened a weekend against such a big rival at Liverpool. But talk us through it. How are you doing? What is your thoughts? What's going to happen? OLE in, OLE out, players in, players out. What's going through your mind now?
Hey everyone, thanks for having me once again, my friend. I've got the black shirt on today. I'm mourning for my club. My club is dead at the moment. That after we've probably won the transfer window, our club is in a mess. The fact that we got beaten 5-0 by Liverpool came as no surprise to me. But, as a fan, you hope for the best. You support your club. You expect them at least to show up. The biggest game in world football, Liverpool, Man United. That's the first fixture you look at. That's the first one you check. You want to know when that one's happening. And then you expect, they say form goes out the window because you expect 22 players to be on that pitch and they're playing for the badge, And Man United just didn't show up. Yes, we can get into the debates with regards to the tactics. We know by now there's absolutely no tactics. We know our coach is totally inept. I think he himself doesn't know what he's doing. On top of all, if you take the midweek game we played against Atalanta, came 2-0 down at halftime, came back to win what a night, 3-2, beautiful. But the changes came because of the men he brought in, the substitutions he made, Plays a 4-2-4 against Atalanta, and I remember, who was it? I think it was Scalzi that said that if he even dares try do this against Liverpool,
I saw that. I saw that video.
By halftime, we'll be 3-4-0 up. And that's exactly what he did. He starts our worst midfield combination or pairing in McFred. He plays a 4-2-4 against Liverpool, which is probably one of the best soccer teams in the world right now, with the inform Mo Salah, which is probably one of the best players at the moment in world soccer. Look, it's painful to say this about one of our biggest rivals being Liverpool, but you can't deny it. And here we are, having won the transfer window, getting in, being backed by the board, getting in one of the world's best centre backs, getting one of the best right wing creative players, and getting one of world football's best strikers, Cristiano Ronaldo. And you rock up at Old Trafford playing at home, 75,000 people in the stands, and the football looks like it is not even high school football. I saw David De Gea said that we played like kids, and I feel that is 100% correct. Like, the football was abysmal. Liverpool didn't even show up. They played like in third and fourth gear most of the time. The goals were horrendous. It was errors, tactical errors, pressing errors, defensive errors. It's just schoolboy soccer, and you can't believe this. And once again, I say that this came as no surprise. As much as we love your club, and as much as you know the talent that is there, after I saw the starting lineup, I knew this is going to turn out bad. This is going to turn out bad. And just like that, 4-0 up at halftime. Fifth goal came in the second half. There was no enthusiasm. The players, I don't know if they were still asleep or what, but there was no reaction. There was absolutely no reaction from the players and the manager. So I just think, I told you a few weeks ago, I think it's time to have the conversation. I think there's no conversation to be had. I mean, if you just look at the stats in the last 10 games with Jose Mourinho, he had 3 losses and he had 12 goals in his last 10. Moyes had 5 losses and 10 goals conceded. Louis van Gaal had 2 losses and 11 goals conceded. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, out of 10, has 5 losses and 19 goals conceded. I mean, if that's not sackable,
that's rough.
If that's not sackable, how about this? We are 16th for goals conceded in all the teams in the Premier League this season. We have 1 clean sheet in 20. Like in 21 games, we've got 1 clean sheet. I can't even remember when we had a clean sheet last. 43 shots on goal out, and we're 14th out of the teams in the Premier League. We're talking about 8. I think we're 20th when it comes to tackles. Something like 8 clean tackles. I saw that, yeah. Like, I mean, really, 104 tackles, and we are 20th. Like, you're not scoring goals, you're not tackling, so that means there's a defensive problem. You're not keeping a clean sheet, but you're playing with 6 people. Like, how does that even make sense? You've got the back line, you're playing 2 guys to play as the CDM in McFred, and yet you're letting in goals as if it's a sub. I mean, like, really. I can't believe, as we sitting now recording this, I can't believe that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still not fired. It is besides me. That's why I told you at the beginning of this that I'm wearing black. Our team is in mourning. We are dead. We are dead from top to bottom. And this brings me to another point. If we had truly football guys that's owning this club in the Glazers, they would have made a decision about Ole long ago. I think if this was Chelsea, the manager would have been fired long ago. If this was Liverpool or Man City, he would have been gone. And he's in the job for almost 3 years. This is his 3rd season. 2.5 seasons. This is his 3rd season. Same tactics, no change. I mean, and we still haven't played Man City to come and Chelsea. And we're already sitting, I think, 7th. We lost to Everton just a few days ago, a week or so ago, 4-2. Watford beats them 5-2. We still have to face Watford. You know, we don't know who's gonna turn up. We don't know what kind of football we're gonna play. Our club is dead, bro. And I don't know what we're gonna do. I feel we just need to get some answers from the board. They need to tell us, look here, Ollie's staying for the next 3 games, and then we'll decide. Or they're gonna stick it out till the end of the season. At least we know that we might be relegated by the end of the season.
Or till January.
As fans. Exactly. Or till January, or tell us. But at this point in time, all we heard last week is the board is still backing Ollie. We've seen it in the expenditure. And so I guess that's what they want. And so for me, the standard of the club has just gone down. I think our owners at the moment is happy to be 4th. If they can just make Champions League football, they're happy. But we're talking about no trophies in the last, I think, 7 years. It's abysmal. No style, no, not even the football basics are being employed by this coach. And so I feel like
I think what doesn't add to the, yeah, so I think that doesn't add to the, or what adds to the problem that you guys have currently is like, they keep on talking, Ole keeps on talking about the Man United way. So the Man United way, how we understand it now, and what his job was when he came in, was to have that good feeling factor back, right? That's it, because guys like Mourinho left a little bit of a toxic atmosphere. He usually does that. But if you want to employ him or get him as your manager, you should know that is one of the things that Jose Mourinho brings you. There's going to be some players who's going to be upset with him, whether it was Pogba or whether it was who. It happened with Chelsea many times before. It happened at other clubs where he was before. That's what he does. He is that type of manager. And if you couldn't handle that, then you shouldn't have gotten him in. So now what's happening is they're getting someone who's completely the opposite. He's got a good feel, all right? He's brilliant the way he handles the interviews. I must say, I have no idea how he keeps calm. He doesn't shy away from things. He doesn't play things down. He tells it as it is, but he keeps calm. He doesn't throw players under the bus. He doesn't get frustrated, which is quite a nice thing to see. But it's also, on the other hand, it's not a nice thing to see, because that's not how Man United coach should be. Shouldn't be like that.
No.
You shouldn't be able to accept those things so calmly, even though if you're a nice gentleman or whatever. Same thing, and I can relate to this. Same thing happened to Frank Lampard. He was amazing the way he talked. People absolutely loved him. The Chelsea fans loved him. But, and I think this is where maybe Man United board should maybe just take a piece and say, well, we have to learn about this. If Frank Lampard did continue, they did not sack him, and things did not work out, right? And it's going the way that it is going the way for Man United now. There's a chance that his whole legacy might be played down. People won't think of him again as like, he's the best player that's ever played for Chelsea. He's the top scorer. He's the highest scoring midfielder in the whole world. People will rather remember, geez, he was really bad at Chelsea. And before that happened, they thought, listen here, maybe it's best to do this. It was horrible receiving that news. I can't tell you how bad it was. And you know, it won't be nice hearing, well, he's going to be sacked, because there is some part of you that still likes him. He's a likable guy.
Be emotionally attached to him.
I know.
Because he's a legend of the club.
That's true. And it makes it a little bit easier because he's a legend at the club, but he's not what Paul Scholes was. He's not definitely. You understand what I'm saying? He's not on that level.
Yeah, 100%.
So, before his legacy that he has gets destroyed, he has to be sacked. Because ultimately what's going to happen is I think that's a personal
thing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You need to personally come to a point and say, look, I've tried what I can in terms of my legacy, and if I love this club, I mean, this is not where we're supposed to be. No. And I can't take this club any further. Resign. Say mutual agreement, we decide to end stuff and get away before your whole legacy as a United great gets tarnished by the fact that you messed up this club becoming a coach, Exactly. So look, I don't know.
All we know, anything can happen from here on. Absolutely anything. So he can turn it around. Then we can look a month and a half, 2 months from now, we can look back at this episode and go, geez, we were so wrong. Yeah. But that's how it is. And we have to be honest, what would you rather want? Would you rather finish the season knowing someone came in halfway, he got us to maybe fifth, fourth, sixth place? It's a new manager, because you can forgive someone for having such a short period and doing it. Or would you be like, we just made top four, we didn't reach one final. We got that battering against Liverpool. Maybe Man City comes and does the same. It's all what you want. And at the moment, I just think, because you said it exactly now, because Ole should know, am I capable of taking this team to the next step? Are you capable of doing that? And if you can't do that, if you haven't done it before in your life, there is no way that you're going to do it in the Premier League. Absolutely no way. If you've managed to do that in League One, or you've managed to do that somewhere in the Bundesliga, or maybe in the Championship, then you can go, you know what? This guy's done it before. It's the Premier League, it's more tough, maybe you can do it. But if you've never done it before, and then you have to do it in the Premier League, that has to be one of the toughest asks. And I can't think of a tougher top four or a tougher competition with rivals than this year. For the last 10 years, I can't think of one season that was where you can say the Chelsea team, the Liverpool team, the Man City team is so strong. Who's going to win? You have no clear winner out of those three. That's how tight it is. So yeah, maybe sack is the time. Maybe he should be sacked. If you had your call right now, what would you do?
The sad thing is this, Rowan. Out of those 4 teams, right? We have a very good squad. It's the best squad I think we have at the moment since the Alex Ferguson days.
It is.
I think that any manager would love to walk into that club right now with the staff that it has. I mean, we look at our bench. We've got Sancho, a 74 million pound player sitting on the bench, you know. And so we can go on. I mean, Cavani, the likes, Donny van de Beek that's struggling to get game time, you know.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the players. It's definitely a managerial issue. But our club, I think our management is just totally inept. We're so about making money and all that we forget the football aspect of the club. And so I really think if I had it my way, you would have been gone last night.
Sure.
Out of the club by this morning. And I think if this management was actually any good, if our board of directors were any good, they would have made calls last week already and get someone like they did last year December with Pochettino. They've called him, they had terms agreed with him, and just as it is, so Ollie's got this kind of mojo. Every time his job's in a threat, he pulls one out of the bag.
I actually thought that was going to happen this game. I thought that was going to happen with Liverpool.
But I think he was just so naive that he thought he would be able to do it playing McFred in the squad and using the same tactics he used against Atalanta in the week. And you know, I'm actually grateful in sorts that we lost, because he can't have another you know, way of passage to get out of this. I think the time has come, and then the rain is starting to bucket. I think the time has come that the floodgates of Ole Solskjaer
opens up like the Red Sea.
You know?
So but
time to go.
So this is a crucial time to make a call, and the reason I say that, or just to give you fans some interest or something to look forward to, or something that you don't invest so much in the team, in the manager, and then they let you down, because the fixtures that's ahead of you is not going to be easy. Next match is against Tottenham, who's also on survival mode. They're also on fight or flight. I don't think it's going to be a runaway or an easy game for either of you. And then after that, it's Atalanta again, and then it's Manchester City. And then who's after that? Manchester City, I think it's Villarreal again. Then it's Chelsea after that. In that mix, it's Watford, as you mentioned. So it's not going to be easy.
We could be mid-table by the end of all those fixtures. And I feel
it's possible.
We're 8 points from the top now. I think if you get someone in between today and tomorrow still, we can still show up on Sunday against Tottenham. And we could actually by Christmas still be in the whereabouts of top 4. At the moment, we are sitting even with points with Arsenal that had an abysmal start to the season. Like, how can you even fathom that? You know? So I think there's nothing to be discussed. Ole Solskjaer, thank you for what you've done. Thank you for everything that you brought to the club. Thanks for getting some of the deadwood out. Thanks for getting us Varane, Sancho, and Ronnie. But your time has come. You need to get away from this club. Stay far away. Thank you for everything. But now's the time you got to go.
Before the relationship between the fans and the manager and the club gets sour, that would be the best call.
Yeah.
And I'll say that I said this before, and I'll say this again. I know how this feels. It's not the easiest thing, and you do get emotionally attached.
Definitely.
But I think it's the best call at the end of the day. And for me, for instance, I remember. So every time we play Man United, I don't think, how are we going to line up? It doesn't matter if it's this season because we haven't played the season. But I'm like, how are we going to line up? Who's our manager going to choose? Whether it be Tuchel, whether it be Frank, who is he going to play? because you kind of know what threat, what is Man United presenting, what are they going to bring. And for me, just from an outsider, I never know because I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Yes, he wants to play expressive, attacking football, but it feels like the source is only Bruno Fernandes. That's it.
Yeah.
Does it go wide? Does it come sharp in? Does it take individual brilliance? Because that's what it looked like to me. But that's just something from the outside. And I think we can both agree to save his legacy, either things need to be changed drastically, or by the end of the month, there needs to be a call by the board. Because you do not want to go, listen here, we're halfway through the season, we're 10th, 11th, we have to sack him. And then he loses his job. Definitely. And then there's a sour feeling, there's a sour taste in your mouth, because he is a likable guy. I won't deny it. I'm a Chelsea supporter. I can see, I watch the interviews, I can see how he talks, I can see he tries to be positive, and I can see what he's done to the team and the team culture around it. Everything is great except on the pitch. And before you destroy that, maybe he may need to make the first call, or Man United should say, well, listen here, you have till end of the month. End of the month, the fixtures do not look good. Not end of this month, sorry. End of November. Maybe make a call then, maybe in January. So, yeah. I want to ask you, do you think that the pressure or the results is more of a shambles or more of a shame because there are players like Cristiano Ronaldo there? We can mention Varane, we can mention Sancho, but I just mean a person like Cristiano Ronaldo in a team who loses 5-0. I can't get that in my head. I can't. Do you think that makes the pressure a little bit more, or does it make the scenario or the situation a little bit worse than it is?
Definitely, because Ronaldo comes with his own pressure. With him being there, the pressure increases 100%. And the other thing is, we always said that looks like there's a great relationship between the players in OLE. Which is great. Yeah. He's got great management skills. But bro, those players didn't turn up for him at all yesterday. We could be asking the questions as he lost the dressing room. And if that's the case, I think a great part of that is with Ronaldo being there and the pressures and the demands that he has on players. And so I think, to answer your question, is there added pressure? Definitely. There's no way Ronaldo is going to be sitting there and losing like this. I mean, if you look at that goal he scored, they reckon that his celebration, it felt like it was the final that he won.
It was, yeah.
It just shows you that how intense and how much it meant for him. And I mean, that's the quality. That's for us to get out of the group stages. I mean, really. We could be, within this next couple of fixtures, we could be out of UEFA. We could be out of what the so-called title race. Bro, we are dead. We out of the League Cup, the Carabao Cup. We are. I mean.
But I mean, being out of the Carabao Cup is not the worst thing for me. I don't think it's the worst thing at the moment, being out of the Carabao Cup, because you can rest.
Definitely not.
People can think a little bit. So we are playing tomorrow. Like, it's just a little bit too much. I think it's a good thing being out of that competition. I don't rate it. I don't know why it's there. Yes, it'd be nice winning the cup or adding it to your tally, but I think it's just too much football. And after games like this, you don't want to go play against another team 2 or 3 days after you lost. Then you have to reshuffle the team again. You have to face the same fans. No, you want a few days off, recoup, stick to a game plan, work with the manager, but you can't do that now. So maybe it's not the end of the world for you guys not having that now. But all in all, Oral, you said you think it's time he should go. That's your call. Do you think he can turn it around in the next 4 games?
No. Okay. He's had 2 years to show us what. Bro, we don't even know what all his philosophy is at the moment. 2.5 years in.
Sure.
He's got to go.
All right, cool. Well, Oral, thank you for your 2 cents. Thank you for being so honest, and thank you for joining this. I'm dead serious when I said if I was a Chelsea supporter, I am a Chelsea supporter. If I was a Man United supporter and this happened to me, I don't know if I would have been able to come on the show and talk about it. I think there was one time Manchester City beat Chelsea 6-0 under Maurizio Sarri. And I was fuming. I didn't talk to anyone for 2 or 3 days. So you handle this a lot better than I am. So thank you for being here, Oral. Have a good rest of the week. Hopefully we'll get a good result for you guys on Saturday against Tottenham. Until then, enjoy the football ahead of this week. It's Carabao Cup. we just talked about it. We don't really care too much about that. But have a good week, and then we will see you guys on the weekend. Always remember, chip the keeper.